Hi, I'm Lily. As you can tell from the title, I have posted one short form video, so like a reel, a YouTube short or a TikTok, to Instagram, YouTube and TikTok. So just one reel, the same one to each platform every single day for 30 days. I did make those accounts the day I started posting. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but just so you know, I'm absolutely no expert in this. I'm just sharing what I've learned. So I have just finished university. I did a Bachelor of Digital Art majoring in concept art, so basically just a degree drawing digitally in Photoshop. And I graduated that at the end of last year, so end of 2025, and I am on a mission to make a career out of being creative. So that is what made me start posting online, because that is one way to help make that dream happen. And I wanted to share with you what I've learned and what happened while I started posting, so that you can maybe learn something or maybe be inspired, and maybe you can also chase your dreams. Anyway, let's get started. I'm going to share the statistics and the results, and then I will share some advice and what I learned and what I think you should do. So starting off with the numbers, on TikTok within 30 days, again posting one TikTok every single day, I gained 286 followers. Also, I just want to say, because it minorly affects the follower count, but honestly not by much, I blocked everyone I knew, because posting online and being perceived by people you know is really scary. If you're considering posting online, I bet you that's one of the factors that is holding you back, because that held me back for a while before I actually started posting. So that's something you can always do, is just block everyone you know. Chances are, like, people have, like with me, I had someone that had an account and I didn't know they had an account on TikTok and I couldn't block them. And then they saw it. It's not a big deal, like, they're your friends. They can be like, oh, like, that's cool or whatever. So honestly, I'll probably unblock people soon, but I understand it's very intimidating. So yes, TikTok, 30 days, I gained 286 followers. I'm working from smallest to largest on the accounts. So for 30 days, I never used TikTok before, so I didn't really know what to expect. I'm happy with that. I think it's a small account for sure. Still, it's definitely a small account. But I'm getting engagement, I'm getting people commenting, I'm getting a few saves and shares, so I feel like I'm building a community over there. Very small one, but like, I'm happy with that. I think that's a success. On YouTube, again, posting the exact same things I posted on TikTok, I gained 468 subscribers. The only difference is I did post 3 long form videos, and they were all surrounding my free crochet tutorial drop, which you can check out. There's some leg warmers, they look like this, and it's free pattern and free video, so if you crochet, consider checking that out. But that's, yeah, what I gained on YouTube, 468 subscribers. And then on Instagram, which I am blown away by this, I don't know how this happened. On Instagram, in the same month, the same 30 days, posting the same exact things, I gained 1,403 followers in 30 days. I don't know how that happened, but like, it has been the most motivating thing ever. Like, I want to keep doing this because of the results that I'm seeing. I will say, because honestly, out of the 3 ones, I probably use Instagram the most, and I'm most comfortable on their like database and posting or whatever. I did post a few extra things that I didn't post on my TikTok or YouTube. I don't think that it brought in much more traffic. I posted a few trial reels, but honestly, I didn't have much success with trial reels. I was just playing around with the feature, and I also just posted some posts of my artwork, because I actually had a few people inquire and they were like, I like your reels, but I just want to see your art. So I was like, I'll just post some of my artwork. And honestly, posts, from my experience, do not do very well on Instagram anymore, because they did not get much views, a little bit of engagement, but honestly, compared to a reel, nothing. So those are my statistics. It is, the day of filming this today is 3 days later, but I just wanted to share my growth, because I'm definitely still growing. So 3 days later from that, as a reminder, on TikTok I had $286 followers. And today I have, as of filming this, I have 340 41 followers. I'm not going to do the math, but that's over 50 more followers in 3 days. Insane. On YouTube, I had 468 subscribers, and right now I have 490. So, like, 20 more subscribers. Don't check my math, this is off the top of my head. They're approximate things. So, it's still growing there, which is amazing. And on Instagram, again, I had 1,403, and I now have 1,451. So, just over 50, just under 50 followers for that one. I'm also, just in case it's useful for you, going to share the views that I had. So in the first 30 days on TikTok, I had 52,000 views. In the first 30 days on YouTube, I had 110.8 thousand views. And then on Instagram, I had 143.1 thousand views. So I think that makes sense for the amount of followers I gained. Although my views for YouTube and Instagram are relatively similar, but obviously I have way more followers on Instagram than I do subscribers on YouTube. But they're very different platforms, they work differently, people follow for different reasons, so I don't know, I'm no guru, that's what it is. So now for my advice. I am, just like a disclaimer, I'm non-professional, like this is just my advice from my experience, so take it with a huge grain of salt. But the first thing I want to say is to know your why. Before you start posting online, you absolutely have to know why you're doing that and like what your goal is from that. So for me personally, I wanted to share my art and my crochet and create a community of people that liked my artwork and my crochet and whatever it is I'm creating, because I one day want to sell my artwork and sell my crochet patterns so that I can get an income from the things that I love doing. So that is my why, that's like my goal, and I think you absolutely have to have a why to stay motivated and know what you're working towards, because otherwise you're going to lose focus. And also it's going to help you know what things you should be posting to achieve your goal or your why for this thing. I'm going to briefly just talk about niches. I don't know a lot about this, but like for me, I'm posting fantasy art and crochet, and like yes, they're like creative, but they're in different niches for sure, I would say. However, I think I have a bit of an aesthetic or a style, and I think that helps link the two things. I've heard the very best thing you can do to grow on social media is to have a niche and stick to it, which what I post, it's not a niche, it's just what I want to post. They are different, but they're not wildly different. So I think because I have a bit of an aesthetic and they're both creative things, like a lot of people that like to paint and draw like crochet and vice versa, I would say that's, for me personally, like it's working. So that's what I'm doing, but just keep that in mind when you're thinking about what you want to post and why you want to post it. I don't know, I'm rambling, just consider that. Now I want to briefly touch on an emailing list, because I did a lot of research before I started posting online, and I heard a lot of people talk about an emailing list, and I think it sounds very valuable to try and build. Basically, the idea is all the people that follow you and enjoy your content and stuff, you can only reach them through the platform you're posting on. So you can only reach them through Instagram or through TikTok or through YouTube or whatever. And what if for some reason your account got banned or something, or the entire platform went down overnight like that? You've lost all of your followers, so you've lost all of your clients or all of your potential customers. So like, what do you do then? The one thing that you can do to safeguard yourself against that is by creating an email list. So your followers can sign up to receive emails from you. So if you can't, for whatever reason, reach them through social media, you can reach them directly to their email inbox. And I think this is much more valuable, especially when it comes to like advertising and promoting, I guess, your products, when you turn yourself into a bit of a brand, like your artwork, for example. When you post a reel on Instagram, you cannot guarantee it's going to reach every single one of your followers. I mean, it might reach a few, but like, honestly, I don't think any one of my posts have reached every single follower. Just, that's the way the algorithm tends to work. But if you send an email out, you can 100% guarantee that that email is going to reach the inbox of every single person in your emailing list. So I think it's very valuable to create an emailing list. So that's what I did from day one when I started posting. I made sure I set up behind the scenes a way to collect people's emails. You're probably going to have to look into that if you want to do that, but I'm using, I believe it's called Beehive. I'll put a link, I'll try and remember to put a link down if you're interested in Beehive. It's free for the first, I think, 2,500 email subscribers they have, and then you have to start paying. So that was the largest amount that I could find. And also, like, you can transfer to like another one. So if you get to the capacity and you need to start paying and you find a different provider that's like cheaper, you can take all your emails and put it in the different provider. So from what I've heard, like, I'll jump that hurdle when I get to it. But just for the sake of transparency, in the 30 days that I started posting, I have gained 135 email subscribers. I think that's quite a lot of email subscribers, considering people have to willingly give you their email. Like, who's gonna do that? The best way to do it is to offer a free product. So for me, because I'm posting crochet and art content, I thought the best free product would be a free crochet pattern. I know with art you could sell brushes, but I've never made my own brushes, so I wasn't too sure about that. And you could also sell like free printables, like a free printable like bookmark or poster or something, but also like you don't know if people are gonna steal your artwork or whatever. It's scary out there. So I thought a free crochet pattern sounded right. And I also wanted to just practice writing crochet patterns if I was gonna start, well, if I am gonna start selling them one day. So I made my free leg warmer crochet pattern. So when people go to download my free crochet pattern, then they have to put in their email because the free pattern is going to be emailed to them. They do have the option to, there'll be a little box that is already selected that says like receive advertisements or whatever, like from me. And they obviously can uncheck that so that they don't get emails from me, and that's completely fine. That's the law, that's how that works. But because I've been offering that free product, people have been downloading it and then willingly leaving the box checked so that I can have the email in my emailing list. I honestly haven't sent out many emails yet. I think I sent out 1 or 2. I had early access. People that signed up would have early access to my free pattern before I launched it, and then I sent another email being like, it's launched, you can download it. And that seemed to work well for me. And when I launched it, I got a whole bunch of email subscribers, and now it's just like trickle down and I get a few or none a day. But I think that's the best way. If you want an email list, that's the best way to get people on your mailing list, is to offer them something for free. Okay, planning ahead, so before you start posting. Some people say don't plan ahead at all, just like get in there and start posting and you'll learn as you go. You just need to start, because otherwise you're never going to start. And I partly agree with that. Like, at some point you just need to go like screw it and just start, because honestly otherwise you never will. But I did quite a bit of planning beforehand, and as long as like you set a date, you go maybe like this time next week I will start no matter what. But I think having some sort of prep can help. Like for me, I was, I guess, figuring out what sort of content I would post. So like how I would, like specifically what I would post. So I recently made some crochet pants, so I made a series like while I figured out how to make them. I'm working on like practicing my anatomy for drawing, so I was like I could post about that, practicing my anatomy, and I made a whole list of different stuff that I could post, and then was like, how do these things like link? Like if someone that watches this video, would they also be interested in this video? To try and kind of envision what my account would be like and what sort of people would want to follow my account. So I think that can help, just having a clear vision so you're not just like all over the place and you don't know what you're doing. But it's honestly not necessary, because like when I started posting, my posts gave me ideas for other posts, and it just kind of like works itself out. At least that's how I experienced it. However, I know posting one reel every single day could be quite overwhelming and seem like a lot of work, which I understand that. Like it is a lot of work, depending on what you're posting. Like if you're putting your own, like it's going to be a lot of work. But because I was worried that I wouldn't be able to keep up, I actually made, I don't know how many, maybe like 10-ish reels before I started posting, so I had kind of something to fall back on. So if I got completely stuck or froze up or like didn't know what to post for a day, it's like, okay, I have my backlog, I can post one of my prepared posts. And I think that gave me a lot of peace of mind. And also I got to experiment before posting with creating reels and videos, I guess, which I think is a worthwhile experience. So if you're someone that likes to plan, I would plan ahead, create some backup reels so that you can make sure that you can post every single day and not miss a day. But honestly, don't be too hard on yourself. If you miss a day, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. Like, the main thing is you're out there, you started your account, you're posting, you're growing. Like, that's the main thing. Strategies to stay consistent. So strategies to help you post every day. Other than having some like pre-made reels and videos that you can post if you miss a day, my advice would be to never leave it like, how do I say this? Never leave it up to like the day you have to post to make the post. Always be one post ahead of yourself. So for me, I'm like, what am I going to post tomorrow? Whatever it is, I'm going to make that video today. So that you just have a little bit of leeway and just peace of mind, and then you're not stressed and rushing, and you're going to be putting out better work because you're chilling. It's easy peasy. You've got all the time. So that would be my advice for that. Also, another thing that helps a lot is creating series. Like when I did my crochet pants, I turned it into a little series, like day 1 of turning this drawing into a pair of crochet pants. And then like after however long I'd be like, oh, this video is getting too long, which it was. Like, come back for part 2. And also, you can't make a whole pair like of crochet pants in a day. Like, be realistic. Like, you can turn into a series. I also have a series where I'm illustrating magical stars inspired by different biomes, which will be my first art drop. I'm going to sell them on stickers and bookmarks, and I'm going to try sell them as little like cards for homebrew items for tabletop role-playing games. But anyway, I turned that into a series. I would be like, okay, today we're doing this biome, here are my thumbnails, and the reel would be me drawing the thumbnails, and then I would engage. I would ask the audience, like, what's your favourite thumbnail? Which one do you think I should move forward with? And then everyone would comment and I could reply, and that's like really good engagement. And then the next day I would post a reel of exploring some different colour options. So I'd clean up the chosen sketch and explore different colour directions, and then I'd ask everyone, like, hey, what colour's your favourite? What should I move forward with? And then I would do another reel the next day where I would take the chosen colour and turn it into the final illustrated illustration, and then I'd be like, okay, like, what biome would you like to see me do next? So it's like constant engagement, which I think helps people be engaged, but also the algorithm. If people are commenting, like, that's got to be good, right? So that's what I would say, like, help me stay consistent, is making the reel you're going to post the day before, and also making series, because then you don't have to keep coming up with constant ideas. Like, you know what you're going to do for the next few videos.
Hello, Editing Lily here. I just wanted to add one small thing that I'm planning on doing. I haven't done yet, but I'm planning on doing it to help me stay consistent and just make posting frequently more manageable, and that is coming up with a set thing that I'm supposed to post each day of the week. So Mondays could be when I post my anatomy practice. I say, like, hey, I'm practicing to run anatomy, and I post that every single Monday. And then maybe Wednesdays and Fridays, they can be when I post whatever series I'm currently working on. And then Tuesdays and Saturdays can be me creating a post that is going to promote my brand. So like, if I'm going to be promoting my crochet pattern that I just finished designing and I want to sell it, I can be like style my crochet top with me, and then, oh, by the way, you can purchase my pattern, link in bio, or something like that. So you have set things that you're going to post each day of the week, so you don't have to keep reinventing the wheel and coming up with new ideas.
The only other advice I have left for you is just to start. Just do it. Set a date, set a deadline for yourself, and you're like, on this day, I'm just going to do it. If there's like something that you've been desiring to do, like posting your artwork, or like, it might not be that, it might be just posting online or general, or you want to coach people in something or teach people in something, whatever you want to do, like whatever that like lifestyle is that you're thinking of that you don't have, do the steps, start doing the things to achieve the thing. I know personally it's really hard to start, and it's very scary having people perceive you online. But you can block them. It's fine. I think that's all I have to say. on the matter. I hope you found some of this interesting or helpful or inspiring, and feel free to check out my accounts and see what I've posted and what worked well for me and what didn't. I don't even know. Some things did really well on Instagram and then flopped on other platforms and vice versa, so I have not worked out the algorithms in that sense. But maybe you can. If you check them out and see the views in the comments, and if you know why they did well and why they didn't, then let me know, but like, good for you. Yeah, if you enjoyed this, consider subscribing or checking out my other accounts and following or downloading my free crochet pattern and joining my emailing list. Yes, that is all I have to say. Thank you for watching.